Ever wondered what it actually feels like to float in the Dead Sea? It's not just a bucket list item. It's a surreal experience your body will never forget. The moment you step in, the water feels dense and silky, almost like liquid velvet. Then suddenly, you're floating effortlessly, as if gravity gave up on you. No swimming required, just total weightlessness. But it's not all relaxing. The salt stings every tiny cut and the air feels thick. It's strange, magical, and unlike anything else on Earth. Curious? Let's dive into what it's really like. Today we will talk about floating in the Dead Sea, what it really feels like. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. A body of water that defies physics. The Dead Sea is not actually a sea but a salt lake, fed mainly by the Jordan River. Due to intense evaporation and minimal outflow, the salt and mineral content of the water has become incredibly concentrated over thousands of years. While most seawater contains about 3 to 4% salt, the Dead Sea boasts an astonishing 30 to 35% salinity. This level of salt saturation is responsible for the most unique quality of the Dead Sea, its ability to support flotation effortlessly. When you walk into the water, the experience is immediately different. The sensation is slightly oily, almost silky. Your skin feels coated, as though the water is thicker than usual. And it is. Because of the salt and mineral content, the water is far denser than any other you've likely experienced. As you continue deeper, there is a brief moment of hesitation. Then, when you finally lean back, something extraordinary happens. You float. Not just partially, not just with effort, but entirely. Your body is lifted and held gently by the water, like a feather resting on a sheet of glass. Your limbs rise, your head stays above water, and your back is completely supported. It is effortless, surreal, and awe-inspiring. The weightless drift. Floating in the Dead Sea feels like being suspended in a dream. Once reclined, there's no need to paddle or adjust your body. The water takes over. You drift slowly, gently rocked by minuscule waves. The sensation is both calming and surreal. You can move your arms slightly to steer, but even that feels unnecessary. It's common for people to burst out laughing from disbelief. How is it possible to float like this with no exertion at all? You begin to understand why visitors from across the globe travel just to spend a few minutes in this water. The Dead Sea's flotation effect is not just a novelty, it is therapeutic. People with joint pain, arthritis, or muscle stiffness often report immediate relief. The body, free from the strain of gravity, relaxes in a way it never does elsewhere. Floating here can feel like a meditative experience. With your ears submerged and the world muffled, your mind clears. The sun above, the water beneath, and the desert all around create a setting so peaceful it feels otherworldly. The skin sensation and salty aftermath. Despite the bliss, floating the Dead Sea comes with a fair share of caution. The high salt concentration can be punishing to your skin and senses if you're not careful. Any open cut, scratch, or recently shaved area will sting with a burning intensity. The pain can be sharp and immediate, and it's recommended to avoid shaving for at least 24 hours before entering the water. The skin, especially around the eyes, lips, and other sensitive areas, can become irritated. If the water gets into your eyes, it feels like a fiery burn and can cause intense discomfort. That's why lifeguards and signs constantly remind visitors not to splash or dive. After leaving the water, a layer of salt crystals quickly forms on the skin, giving it a rough texture. While it may feel drying at first, the minerals in the water, especially magnesium, calcium, and potassium, are known for their healing properties. Many people report that their skin feels smoother, clearer, and more radiant after the experience. For those with skin conditions like psoriasis or acne, the water can bring temporary relief. The minerals help detoxify the skin, improve hydration, and enhance overall skin tone. However, it is crucial to rinse off thoroughly in fresh water after the float, as lingering salt can cause irritation over time. The legendary Dead Sea mud. In addition to floating, covering your body with the black mud found along the shores is a rite of passage. This mineral-rich mud is thick, dark, and surprisingly cool despite the heat. Smearing it over your body feels both indulgent and primal. As the mud dries, it tightens on your skin, pulling impurities out of the pores and stimulating blood circulation. The texture becomes stiff and flaky, but the sensation is not unpleasant. After about 15 to 20 minutes, you step back into the Dead Sea to rinse it off, revealing smoother, softer, rejuvenated skin. People have used Dead Sea mud for centuries. Cleopatra is said to have ordered shipments of this mud to Egypt for her personal beauty treatments. Today, it's a popular ingredient in cosmetics sold around the world. But applying it directly from the source is an unmatched experience, raw, earthy, and deeply restorative. Many visitors take photos with their bodies completely covered in mud, posing like ancient statues on a sacred shore. The element of silence and solitude. One of the most profound aspects of floating in the Dead Sea is the silence. The entire area feels hushed, sacred, and reflective. With few birds, no crashing waves, and no engines in the background, the stillness becomes almost overwhelming. When floating with your ears submerged, the world above fades away, leaving only the sound of your breath and heartbeat. It is in this quiet, suspended moment that many people feel a deep connection with nature, with history, and with themselves. Some describe the sensation as spiritual, others as deeply healing. It's a time when your body is completely supported by nature, when you feel detached from gravity and worldly troubles. It's not just about floating, it's about pausing, reflecting, and being completely present in your body. Extremes of the environment. The climate around the Dead Sea is intense. Temperatures often soar past 100 degrees Fahrenheit during the summer months. The sun feels closer, sharper, almost oppressive. Yet, because of the unique location, being so far below sea level, the atmosphere is richer in oxygen and filters ultraviolet rays differently. This makes sunburn less common, and some believe it also enhances breathing and circulation. The heat can be draining, but it is dry and tolerable with proper hydration and sunscreen. The salt-encrusted shoreline is dazzling, but can be painful to walk on barefoot. Crystalline formations can cut the feet, so it's advised to wear water shoes or sandals. Walking along the shore reveals pockets of trapped salt bubbles, small pools of brine, and strange formations that resemble coral reefs made of salt. It feels as though you're exploring a prehistoric land, a place woven in history and myth. Beyond its physical marvels, the Dead Sea is steeped in myth, religion, and history. It is mentioned in the Bible and other sacred texts, associated with cities like Sodom and Gomorrah, and revered as a place of refuge and healing. Pilgrims, prophets, kings, and travelers have visited its shores for millennia. The nearby Qumran caves once held the Dead Sea Scrolls, some of the oldest and most important religious manuscripts ever discovered. The shrinking sea, a tragic reality. Despite its enduring mystique, the Dead Sea is under threat. Over the past 2 decades, the water level has been receding at an alarming rate. Once wide and expansive, the sea has been reduced significantly due to water diversion from the Jordan River and mineral extraction industries. Sinkholes now pepper the surrounding lands, some swallowing roads and infrastructure, making certain areas unstable and dangerous. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.